Welcome to the cryptocurrency report for today for Bitcoin, which is Wednesday the 26th of April 2023. And I hope you had a great Anzac Day. I'm thankful that I was able to have a couple of days off over the long weekend. It's the first time in quite some time that I had a break, and I'm back recharged, new line. This is the disclaimer and warning, and just remember this is general advice only by ES Trading Proprietary Limited, a corporate authorised representative, AR 289519. Of Alpha Securities Limited, AFSL 330-757-118. This is general advice and does not constitute financial product advice and does not take into account your own individual investment objectives, financial situation, or particular needs. Prior to seeking advice from ES Trading, you should obtain and consider your broker's financial services guide and consider the product disclosure statement issued by and available from alphasecurities.com.au, profithunters.com.au, or your broker or platform provider prior to investing. New line. While ES has made every effort to ensure the accuracy of the information as at the date of the publication, ES gives no warranty or representation as to the accuracy, reliability, or completeness of the information. To the extent permitted by law, ES accepts no responsibilities for any errors or misstatements, negligent or otherwise. Trading derivatives, trading cryptocurrencies, trading anything, investing anything could result in a loss of money or funds, and I would like to make sure that you are completely aware of the problems involved in trading if you do not use your stop losses and if you hurt yourself deliberately by overtrading. New line. This is not perfect. I've been ranked at being 70% correct, but even at that level, if you hold your losses for too long, you will get hurt in the long run. New line. Let's move into the plane of cryptocurrencies. New line. New line. Bitcoin. New line. This is Bitcoin versus the US dollar that we will be looking at now. BTC USD, new line. We can see that this has picked up a little bit. We were thinking that it would come back down into the zone, maybe as low as 26,500 US dollars, new line. We can see the decline has been falling on falling volume. The decline has been happening on falling volume. And so we project a retracement back up to around about $29,380, full stop, new line. If you have gone long or you intend to buy, have a stop loss at $27,000, new line. We are going to buy 1/3 right now at 28,175, and we will buy another 1/3 on dips to $27,734, new line. When I say new line, I am transcribing this so that members can read what I've said at their leisure, new line, as well as watch it on video. New line. I'm going to now pull out the PHG trades table. We have had PHG trades on in some cryptos. We've greatly reduced the cryptos that we have had trades on, new line. Now we currently are long, and we have been looking to exit gracefully that long towards $29,300 new line. We got in at $29,911 new line. Our stop loss was at $25,000 new line. Given the pattern now, we are buying now at $28,211 for 1/3. We will not be exiting gracefully now. We will take profit on we'll take profit on 1/3, 1/6 if we don't get filled. We'll take profit on 1/6 to 29,300. We will also cancel this order here. Actually, no, we'll just change that a bit. No, we'll just cancel this one. And we will change the order to this. No, we'll add an extra 1/3 on the dip to the level that I mentioned previously, which is at $27,704. New line. We will leave the stop loss at $25,000 on the balance new line. BTC AUD, Bitcoin versus the Australian dollar. New line. Now we had a stop loss at $39,330, which was not triggered. We will buy another 1/3 at $41,600. So we'll change this order new line. As we get closer and closer to the US dollar being completely useless for world trade, it becomes completely useless for a protection device and investing, and therefore the run to Bitcoin, the run to gold will continue new line. And particularly as we get towards these central bank digital currencies, the risk with all of the lack of privacy and the carbon credits part may drive people into more and more cryptos for their investments and protection, not necessarily as a payments system new line. ADA AUD new line. Now this has been declining for quite some time. We can see it's been falling on falling volume effectively. So we'll be looking to buy on a PHG trade down towards 0.5783. We have been out of this for a while. I'm not sure that I want to go in straight away for a PHG trade straight off the bat, like entering now, new line. Generally these smaller cryptos do not bounce as easily as the other ones, but we're back into the zone I thought we should be. We'll have the stop loss 0.5516. New line. The target will be 0.6361. New line. Potential PHG trade. New line. Of course, this is the profithunters.com.au website. Have a look at those for the trades if you want to have a look at the tables. New line. ETH USD new line. Ethereum, we had forecast that after the hard fork that Ethereum would back off. It's now come back into some support. Let's buy some Ethereum now for 1/6 only at 1867.5. to the US dollar. New line, and just remember this is the cryptocurrency report for Wednesday the 26th of April 2023, and here is the disclaimer and warning. New line. You can see a replay on the website profithunters.com.au. New line. So we are buying Ethereum right now, 26th of April 2023 at 7:54 a.m. New line. The stop loss will be below $1,800. And the target we will have is $1,960 entered and potential. We will also look to buy 1/3 on a dip down to 1845. To me, the downside pattern looks complete for a little while. New line. We can see Ethereum is edging up after we bought it just a bit in this particular exchange. New line. IoT USD new line. IOTA. We can see also the IOTA has taken a pretty good slap. I'm not interested in IOTA at the moment. New line. LTC USD Litecoin new line. New line. Litecoin, we went long. We had a nice trade out of it. We took a bit of profit up around the $98 area. Now we can see volume increasing. Let's buy a dip down to $89.50. New line. And put a stop loss under $86.50. Target will be $96, give or take a few cents. I am contemplating buying some market on open, but these are the, I think we feel we're better off with the majors. New line. Matic AUD new line. This has been one of my playthings, and I think it's ready. It's got a double bottom. Let's buy some right now. Now we did cash up a little bit on the way back down, so I think I'll be buying some Matic now, new line. New line. It's a nice double bottom. It's probably time to go in with a bit of boots on. New line. I've got a fair bit of cash in the wallet, so I think I might spend a bit now. New line. New line. Okay, so things are changing. This is good. New line. XMR USD, Monero versus Bitcoin, new line. We can see this got picked up a bit and got hammered down. Stop loss should be at $150, new line. XRP AUD, new line. This has been languishing a bit. I think it probably needs to have one more kick down it if you need it, new line. New line. ZEC USD Zcash new line in a bit of a triangle. Need a little bit of a more resolution here at the moment. New line. I will be back in about 3 minutes with the Forex Speed webinar. One moment. New line. Welcome to the Forex Speed webinar for today, which is April the 26th, 2023. As we can see, we have a little bit of a date duplication. New line. There's always something new with this PowerPoint. New line. Welcome to the disclaimer and warning, and just remember this is general advice only by ES Trading Proprietary Limited, a corporate authorised representative AR 289519 of Alpha Securities, AFSL 330757, 118 Clarence Street, Sydney. New line. This is general advice and does not constitute financial product advice and does not take into account your investment objectives, financial situation or particular needs. Prior to seeking advice from ES Trading Proprietary Limited, you should obtain and consider your broker's FSG and consider the product disclosure statement issued by and available from alphasecurities.com.au, profithunters.com.au, or your broker or platform provider prior to investing. There's a big risk in trading, and I would always recommend putting stop losses on. Whenever you can. New line. We have long-term bullhorns warnings in absolutely nothing, new line. We have short-term bullhorns warnings in the USD CAD, new line. We have long-term bear pause warnings in the EUR USD and USD CAD, new line. And we have short-term bear pause warnings in absolutely nothing, new line. Now we have thought that the US dollar might have a bit of a rally which we can sell into, and we've had some good trades shorting the US dollar, but we've since for about a couple of weeks we have been out as it's been making a bit of a bottom, new line. US dollar index DX, new line. US dollar index has been bottoming a little bit, and we're still looking for the 102.5 area as a target to short into, new line. Orders remain unchanged, new line. EUR USD, new line. We have been thinking this might be, maybe, we think it got really slightly above where we're targeting to short, but we haven't shorted it yet. There is a bit of downside pressure, so let's short this on a breakdown below 1.095. Do 1/3. Break below 1.095. New line. Stop loss will be above 1.10. Targets will be 1.087 initially, with more to be revised. Potential PHG trade. USD JPY, new line. We have a trade on in the USD JPY, which we entered on the 19th of April at 134.08 and 134.4 for 1/3 each. We have a stop loss above 135 on all of those positions, new line. We are still short on this. We can bring the stop loss down to 134.88. Not much, but just to do something. We still have those targets at 133.03 and 132.77, new line. AUD USD, new line. We were thinking this goes down towards 0.6547, new line. I will be travelling soon, so here's an inside tip. The Australian dollar will fall. new line. It's almost a dead set 100% certainty. New line. So we're looking to 65.47. We did see if it broke, say if it broke 67.70, it would head down to those levels. If you are shorting, have a stop loss at 0.6711. New line. GBP USD new line. This is forming a bit of a head and shoulders pattern. Its neckline breaks down below 1.237. A breakdown below 1.2348 is also a trigger. Your stop loss would be above 1.25, looking down towards 1.22 should you short it. New line. USD CAD new line. New line. We can see this has bounced into the overhead resistance. The bull horns warnings on the USDC on the long term that we've seen the dollar CAD for a while. Is certainly taking its course. Stop loss should be at 1.3511 if you are long. New line. NZD USD New Zealand dollar versus the Aussie dollar. New line. New line. Nothing much to say here other than it's weak, and I don't know what sort of behaviour it's been pulling, but it's certainly very weird range. It could be just because New Zealand was closed yesterday for Anzac Day, I guess. New line, but the Aussie dollar didn't display that same pattern. New line. At the moment, expect more weakness. New line. USD CHF new line. US dollar versus the Swiss franc new line. New line. With the US becoming weaker and weaker, it's possible that the Swiss franc can go back to being a secrecy private bank that basically gives us, or at least country that gives us secret banking, which may improve the Swiss franc. New line at the moment. A lot of things are being moved around because of the Credit Suisse debacle and how much money they've lost and how UBS is getting hurt. New line. So money is probably flowing into Switzerland to shore up UBS. New line. How that plays out in the long run is anyone's guess. New line. New line. Welcome to this new line. New line. Welcome to the Commodity Speed webinar for the 26th of April 2023. We currently have disclaimer and warning to read through. New line. And remember, this is a general advice only by ES Trading Proprietary Limited, corporate authorised representative AR 289519 of Alpha Securities, AFSL 330757, 118 Clarence Street, Sydney. This is general advice only and does not constitute financial product advice and does not take into account your investment objectives, financial situations or particular needs. Prior to seeking advice from ES Trading Proprietary Limited, you should obtain and consider your broker's FSG and consider the product disclosure statement issued by and available from Alpha Securities and or your broker or platform provider prior to investing. There's also profithunters.com.au, also has I do not take trades for people, New line. Trading derivatives can be risky. New line. I advise big corporations who hedge their needs, buying and selling in the commodities markets. So some of the things that I say may or may not apply to you. Be aware of your own status as a speculator or an investor or a trader. New line. Or a end user. New line, or a producer. New line. We have long-term bear pause warnings in the following commodities. New line. Cocoa again, new line. Feeder cattle again, new line. Live cattle again, new line. Sugar again, new line. We have short-term bear pause warnings in cocoa, feeder cattle, coffee, Kansas wheat, palladium, platinum, and sugar again. New line. A lot of those have been on the same list previously. New line. We have long-term bullhorns warnings in cotton, lean hogs, natural gas, oats, palladium, rough rice, rapeseed oil, soybean oil, 2-year notes, 5-year notes, 10-year notes, and wheat. New line. We have short-term bullhorns warnings in the German Bund, German Bobble, German Schatz, and Eurodollar and 90-day US interest rates, as well as lean hogs. New line. New line. Baltic Dry Index, new line. New line. New line, new line. Baltic Dry Index is looking towards 1614, as we've been saying for a while. I've been saying this is probably in some sort of fourth wave and looking down towards as low as 1193 and as high as 1614, which it just missed the other day. We've seen it revive itself off a shakeout of a previous low. New line. So a little bit more interesting in the Baltic Dry Index. New line. Previously, I think it was the container index had been falling through the floor. New line. Chinese iron ore. New line. We took profit on some BHP long trades and been hoping for a drop in the BHP price. looking for $98.69 on the downside. Should be cheaper to build a house soon, new line, if you make it out of a steel frame, new line, as well as lumber. We'll talk about that later, new line. A big fall, so we should expect maybe BHP and Rio to have some consequences, new line. London nickel, new line. London nickel, new line. This has been good. We've been looking for 25,763. This week is a little bit of a breather so far, new line. Let's drop down onto the daily charts, Colin, new line. On the daily charts, we see a little bit of a retracement. It should come back probably as low as $24,000, but more likely 24,250 area for its takeoff, new line. Coking coal, new line. We are hearing that Germany has increased its need for energy by using coal. It's dropped nuclear and is dropping some of the renewables that it so loved before because they've become too fickle, new line. Yet we're seeing coking coal fall through the toilet, and I think that's more to do with the product that it helps make, which is iron ore and steel. Iron ore into steel, at least. New line. Things change above 1563, looking for 1706 on the top side, new line. Crude oil, new line. We have been thinking that this may have had a bottom a few days ago. That doesn't seem to have been the case so much. It certainly will look ugly below $75.70. If that happens, it breaks down, look for $71.53, new line. Heating oil, new line. This continues to be weak. It has hit something, a bit of a reverse cross. Stop loss should be below 2.41, new line. New line. Natural gas, new line. Still a bit of a mixed bag. I do think it's bottoming and probably we'll start to see it working its way higher. Let's buy a break above $2.32 if we are not already long on this. Looking to buy at $2.08, and unfortunately we missed out on that, so we'll either buy at $2.08 or break above $2.32. New line will use the same stop loss in either place, new line. new line. RBOB gasoline, new line. We can see it hit a bit of a roadblock over the last few days. Probably nothing to do with Anzac Day, but look down towards $2.51. That's probably the optimal area for it to get down to, new line. New line. Gold, new line, gold, new line. One moment, my dragon is just needing a different mic. New line gold, we can see it has had a good little decline. It hasn't really gone on with the job to the downside, nor has it gone on with the job to the upside. It's really decision time. Sell it if it breaks down below 1992, looking for 1966. I prefer to be buying down at 1966, or you could buy it if it breaks above 2020, looking for 2067, bracketing the market new line. New line. Copper, new line. We were looking to buy dips in copper, and as we can see, we were fulfilled but stopped out. Bought at 397, the low is at 383, and we were right on the stop. Managed to get filled right on there. We bought 1/2. I've been on holidays, so we may have had a tighter stop loss, but we have to claim the order of being filled. You may have had it a little bit lower there. Entered and stopped. Stopped out, exclamation mark, for a loss. 64.23. We were entered, sorry, apologies. 24th. And stopped out for a loss on the 25th. Disappointing. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you try and pick bottoms. We did it for 1/2, which could have been 1 whole. New line. Silver, new line. We are long. Stop was at $24.85. This was second trade. We got silver in down near the lows at $20, and we ran it up and had a good trade out of it. At the moment, we can see that silver has not been behaving all that bullishly. The low was 24.53, was stopped out at 24.85, so we were stopped out, exclamation mark, for a loss, 25-4-23. Yeah. I still think that is probably still good. In terms of potential. New line. Cocoa, we were looking to sell at $32.68. Should be running out of steam up there, new line. And we're just waiting, new line. Cotton, new line. Cotton got hammered. And probably looks now the way it's behaving down towards $72, new line. Orange juice, new line. We're now hearing that orange juice sellers in Mexico are basically saying it's too expensive to sell orange juice, because the oranges are too expensive, having gone up from something like just I don't know, $2 a pound, I guess it is, to $2.90 a pound, and maybe even it's pretty well doubled since the low in July last year as a mark of price inflation. Probably the target is best at 294 units, new line. Coffee, new line. Coffee, look for a pullback down to 181 or 171 on the downside, maybe up to 215 eventually, new line. That's on the weekly charts. On the daily charts, we can see a pullback is kind of on falling volume, so that 181 to 183 area is feasible, new line. For a pickup, new line. Lumber, new line. Lumber is incredibly weak, and of course this is a reflection of either supply of lumber, which may get a lot better because there are a lot more opportunities for growth of lumber in California, and after all the rain, particularly in the West Coast, breaking the droughts, new line. So also the price of money has been so high, people can't borrow to start new homes as easily, new line. So look down towards 345 on the downside. I do think we'll probably come into the contract rollover. When it comes in, we'll see that gap up behavior again. So be cautious about that one. Check which contract you're trading, new line. Sugar, new line. Sugar is still steaming up. Maybe they're removing crops. Maybe people are so sick of being healthy or trying to be healthy that they're just eating sugar like crazy out of anxiety from what's going on in the rest of the world, new line. I don't know why this supply is like that, but Gary, you probably know a bit more. Lack of supply, but $28.67 looks like the best area for sugar to reach at the moment, new line. 30-year bonds, new line. Now we did go short the bonds, the 30-year bonds. We had a nice profitable trade. We didn't go long when we took profit down in here. Maybe we should have. We took profit on all on the 21st of April, so we don't have anything to be stopped out of, and that just didn't get deleted because for some reason I didn't put the magic words, which was stopped out exclamation mark, for a profit, and that's something. for profit. New line, that was a nice trade, from short from 133 down to 130 and 29 seconds with a couple of little profit taking targets. 130 and 13 seconds it was, new line. At the moment, I think it'll probably rally back up to 133. We might get another short away then, new line. 10-year bonds, new line. This has also done a nice retracement, looking for 117 on the top side, which makes me thinking we're getting a shift to lower interest rates in the US, new line. Corn, new line. Corn has been battered a bit. If you want a cheeky buy, have a stop loss at $6.36. Not sure if I like it because it's falling on increasing volume, new line. Soybean oil, new line. Soybean oil is weak, looking for $51.29. New line, no surprises there, new line. Soybean meal, new line, also weak, looking down towards 408 on the downside, new line. Soybeans, new line, this should also be weak, looking down towards $14 or $13.81 on the downside, new line. The cost of eating is a little bit cheaper, new line. Wheat also getting shredded, looking down towards $5.80. That's a target I've talked about for a while. It did feel like it could have made it a bit higher, but it's been trounced again. So look for $5.80 on the downside for wheat in Chicago wheat, new line. New line. Okay, let's look at the equities. New line. Welcome to the World Indices for Wednesday, the 26th of April, 2023. New line. Here is our disclaimer and warning, and just as general advice only, Bias Trading Proprietary Limited, a corporate representative AR 289519 of Alpha Securities, AFSL 330757, 118 Clarence Street, Sydney. This is general advice and does not constitute financial product advice and doesn't take into account your investment objectives, financial situations, or particular needs. Prior to seeking advice from Bias Trading, you should obtain and consider your broker's financial services guide, and as well as the providers of the advice, which includes profithunters.com.au and alphasecurities.com.au. Remember, everything I say could be wrong, and so use a stop loss whenever you can. New line. We have short-term bear pause warnings in 296 US OEX stocks. And it was 565, new line. AstraZeneca is included there, as is Abbott Laboratories, new line. We also include the Japanese topics, the French CAC 40 and the Nikkei and FTSE. The Emini S&P has come off that list, new line. We have short-term bullhorns warnings in 266 US OEX stocks, including IDU and CAMS. Actually, that's Baidu again. And we also have the long-term bullhorns, warnings in the mini Dow and the E-mini S&P new line. New line. Dow Jones Transportation Average, we can see that it got knocked around after we're thinking this was a little bit corrective and it might go to 14,970 and then roll over, but otherwise it was a little bit weak. We see a kick up in volume, looking for 13,452 on the downside, new line. Dow Jones Industrial Average, new line, we see this getting kicked. We've been thinking that the stock market should roll over a bit, and we've given specific dates for it to start to roll over and then finish. But we look down towards 33,212 or 33,069 on the downside, new line. S&P 500 cash index, new line, we can see that it's done a retracement, but the timing is not quite right for this. It is having a kiss and a cuddle. So if it can find its feet here and look then for rally to at least 41.08, but probably 41.32, new line. E-mini S&P, new line. We have been shorting the E-mini S&P on our PHG trades. It's now been making some okay money, some good money. Let's have a look at the PHG trades table just to see what has happened over the last few days. We have been on holidays for the Anzac Day long weekend, but the trade has been still out there. The stop loss, we were short at 41.77. The stop loss is at 42.10. We have entered 1/3 of the position, and we were looking for 41.64 and 41.60, and we have been achieved those, both of those. It's now at 41.14. Let's bring the stop loss down to 41.77 or 41.76. And notice it's hit a little bit of a double bottom here. Notice the retracement is deeper than the S&P 500 cash index. So what I think we will do is we will, you could take a little bit of profit now at 41.14 if you look. So you might take TP 1/6 of your position, 41.14. Now let's do that. Fill. We bought the stop to break even, new line. We've also been buying the volatility index, the VIX, new line. And hoping for 14.25 on the downside, new line. We never got the 14.25, but we are long right now. Now, we did mention a few breakup points, I did mention last time, but 20 is really important to get through for this new line. So we're long at 17.58. Stop is at 13. That can come up to 14 now. Target, I did mention 20, but I didn't put as on the table, but we've got 21.76 on the top side. Now, whatever that is, I don't know whether it's Joe Biden being elected, deciding he's going to go up for election, or whatever it caused that fall. We're happy it's in line with our timing. We did go short on the 18th of April, new line. Since then, we've been untouched, new line. The German DAX, new line. We are currently short at 15,700, looking down towards 15,967 on the downside, new line. And let's look at what the German DAX did, new line. We have a stop loss at 15,919. The high was 15,919. We are not stopped out yet, but the German DAX hasn't gone anywhere. So Europe maybe is a safety place at the moment. I think we'll find it will still back off down to 15,495, and I suspect the movements in the US came after Germany was closed, new line, the German DAX was closed, new line. E-mini S&P internals, new line. No, it was in fact a bad period for the E-mini all day. Just kept on falling, so it was a US specific thing, it seems, new line. We're probably looking for a rally now towards 41.22. If you did take some profit, you might want to re-enter at 41.22 or 41.36, new line. Nasdaq, new line. On the Nasdaq, we're down towards 12,627, new line. New line at Euro Stocks 50, new line. Rolling over a little bit, nothing much to see here, new line. Italian MIB, new line. Look down towards 26,911 on the downside, new line. Now, we've been forecasting that George Soros's takeover of the world, pushing everybody towards China, would come, but it's happening a lot faster than we're seeing. Well, we thought we'd see. We thought it would be a bit delayed. We'll look down towards 27,123 or 26,625 on the downside, new line. Hong Kong Hang Seng, new line. The Hang Seng probably won't have much fun today because the US is down. It tends to follow the down a lot of the time, and sometimes the Chinese market. Looking for 18,688. We have been thinking this would be going lower to new line. Japanese Nikkei, new line. We can see it's struggling a little bit. Have a stop loss at 28,564, new line. If you are short, new line. Or if you are long, sorry, new line. Australian Share Price Index Futures, SPI, we can see they've been going down for about a week now, a bit longer, looking down towards 72.20 or 7200, new line. We've been warning about this being a time where we could see a pullback, new line. Australian Share Price Index Futures, SPI internals, new line. We can see that it's broken down, so a rally probably up to 73.18 is feasible, but also maybe 73.38 or 73.44 if you want to get out of jail on some things, new line. New line. Let's have a quick look at the Australian bonds, new line. New line. Weekly charts column. The 10-year bonds have landed on a bit of support, probably starting up now. A break above 96.75 needs a stop loss below 96.41, targeting towards 97.9, new line. Okay, I will see you in the ASX room in a little while. Cheers, bye.